here's a question for you. I know the answer because I cheated. But how do your stem cells know where to go? How do they know?
Yeah. It's an interesting question because it's sometimes either part of I would say, a beautiful thinking, but it's just like to say, well, your body has an intelligence. Or it goes on the other end, which is it's nonsense, that stem cells would do that because how do they know where to go? And it's just to bring it down to just how the body works. Let me put it this way. Let me start by answering, if you cut yourself and you have a bacterial infection, how does your immune system know that this is where the immune cells need to go to kill the bacteria? It's a very well-known process in the body.
Yes.
Your immune cells there will detect the presence of bacteria, will take off into your lymphatic fluid, will be captured by your lymph node. In your lymph node, will talk to the immune cells, other immune cells, show them that there's a bacteria there somewhere in your body. Then a bunch of immune cells are released. They go everywhere, but in that area, your immune cells are releasing signals that attract the other immune cells. When they go in that area, they're migrating in that area, and they're attracted to the bacteria, and they kill the bacteria. It's a well-documented process.
Yes.
We call it the immune system. Now we have an organ, the bone marrow, that releases a cell called the stem cell, CD34 cell. When you have an injury, the area of the injury releases one specific compound called stromal-derived factor 1. It's released locally in an area, so it goes into the capillaries, the fine vasculature of the area affected. So when a stem cell goes in the fine capillaries and suddenly that molecule is there, stem cells have a receptor for that molecule, specific. When that molecule touches the receptor, the stem cells expresses adhesion molecule and cling to the capillary. So they stop. The blood continues, but they stop. Now the receptor is still there. If I keep sensing that molecule, that means there's a real injury from there. So now the stem cells will secrete enzymes that will digest the attachment between two capillaries, so a hole in the capillary. So now the stem cell will secrete another generation of adhesion molecule that will make the stem cells migrate, throw a part of itself through the hole, and then will slowly pass itself completely through the hole until it has completely migrated its content on the other side of the capillary wall. So now you're into connective tissue of that organ. Stem cells will secrete another adhesion molecule that connects to hyaluronic acid in that tissue. And the stem cell will crawl following the gradient, the concentration gradient of SDF1. That's how your stem cells know how to detect the tissue that has an injury, migrate in it, and then walk to the site of the injury to repair where the injury is. It is your repair system. Just like you have an immune system, you have a repair system.
That's fascinating.
Isn't it?
It is so fascinating, and you're so passionate. I love it. Obviously, your answer was way more succinct than what I would have said from what I learned from the lecture this morning. But that's amazing. I did read your book. What's the name of your book, Christian?
Cracking the Stem Cell Code.
Fascinating. And I do feel that even although I do have a little bit of science, nothing close to your training, but I think anybody could understand it.
I wrote it. Okay, it was the first book ever published about the natural role of stem cells in the body. So as a first book with something that is that scientific, if you want, if I'm talking and I'm saying, well, we have a new system, keep in mind, the last system was in 1906 or early 1900s with the immune system, the endocrine system. So a century later, we say we have a new system in the body. I mean, it's presumptuous, Yeah. So it needs to be very well documented. So I wrote it to answer all scientific questions. But as I wrote in the preface of the book, I said, but my aim is for the general population to be able to understand. So at any time, if the compromise is precision versus comprehension, I'm going to err on the side of comprehension. So there's tons of science in it, but I try to write it as much as possible as the story of your body.
Yeah, I think you have to appeal to anyone. If you want to appeal to the masses and explain how it actually all works, you've got to appeal to everybody, right? Okay, this has been an amazing conversation. I would love for you to let everybody know how they can find out more, how they can find out anything about you, Christian?
Our website, STEMREGEN.co, so they can see the product that we have, but also there are tabs there on all the research, and everything is listed on the website. And I put tons of information on either Instagram, TikTok at Stem Cell Christian. If I say Christian Drapeau, most people can spell my last name. So
I can.
I can. Because you're
Canadian.
part French.
Yes, I understand. And I have to say, your TikTok is so well done. You guys have to go and follow him. Thank you so much, Christian. It's just such a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm so honored to meet you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.